Hey everybody, it is Common Comic Covers a review. There we go. We're going to review this book right here. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've heard of it. This is
it's
Daredevil 227,
yeah,
part 1 of Born Again.
born again. Yeah, we're
Yep.
trying to get ride the wave of pop culture.
Yep. Yep. I mean, if anyone wants to understand trendy, you're looking at it. You
Mhm.
viewers, you're looking in the eyes of trendsetters. You just did a comb over without a bald spot. Yeah, there
Free
it is.
fun.
Mm, on fire. I'm gonna put you in touch with my guy.
Okay,
All right,
good.
so this a little synopsis of Daredevil 227, Andy.
Yeah,
Let's see here, a lot going on. This is well, first of all, it's Daredevil 227, Born Again, Part One. It goes from 227 to
yeah.
233.
Apocalypse is the title of this issue.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah,
This is by Frank Miller. He does the stories, the pencils, interior, and cover is David Mazzucchelli. And that I looked up the pronunciation on that, so I'm pretty sure I did it right. Um, from 1986. Okay, here we go.
yeah,
So, opening page, beautiful
yeah.
page, by the way.
It's
Karen,
yeah,
Karen Page is there, and all in those blocks right there, Karen sells an envelope with the name Matt Murdock written on it
it's the
and
identity of
sells it
Daredevil.
as the identity of Daredevil. Um, and I think she invests that money in the stock market. Um,
No,
eventually, no, eventually that envelope gets in the hands of the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk. Um, so Fisk basically says, "All right, number one, number." He's talking to Wesley. First thing I want you to do, find out uh, everyone that has seen this envelope and has looked in here. Find every single person and prepare the kill list.
yeah,
We're gonna get rid of all those people. And then he's like, and then now I'm gonna see if this is really true.
yeah.
And then it's like 6 months later,
Boom.
Matt Murdock getting notices from the bank that his checks aren't being sent for his mortgage.
And then you
Um,
delicious Nestle Quick with your
yeah,
GoBots.
yeah. There's so many GoBots in this.
There
He
are.
loses his girlfriend. I wasn't quite sure. Did she dump him over a tape? I believe. Anyway, his
Yeah, we don't.
accountant quits, and the
Yeah.
big thing is he's going to be on trial for perjury. So basically, the kingpin is kind of doing a number on him to see is Matt Murdock really dared is Matt Murdock really Daredevil? We're gonna find out.
Well, I felt like it was like we know he's Daredevil. I'm gonna ruin his life now.
Oh, really? I was kind of
Yeah,
the
because
other
it
way
was like
around.
6 months later. This is what I did to him because he's Daredevil.
Well, let's get there.
But yeah, yeah.
I might disagree, but
Okay.
either way, it's going to be a dumb disagreement. Um,
One more go
there's
by.
a scene with Gloria, yeah, Gloria and Froggy, and her place has been ransacked. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
Daredevil goes and kind of he or Matt dresses up as Daredevil and he goes into this guy's house that he knows might squeal and beats him up, roughs him up a little bit, and then
Well,
leaves, but stays above the
yeah.
window. And that guy then calls one of Kingpin's men and's like, he was here. My son needs that. So then that's when Daredevil is like, okay, someone is doing this to me.
Hmm.
This is not just random. Um, long story
Yeah. That
short, he
this is the
goes,
this is the part
yeah,
where
yeah,
they kind of get on a fight and then
Foggy's his lawyer. He goes on trial. He loses his ability to practice law,
yep.
and kind of the closing few pages, he's walking home and he's like, I'm not defeated yet. I'm going to do this, and then his apartment blows up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me get that picture of the apartment blowing up.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
No,
then that and at the end of the book is when he like, oh, I know it's you, Kingpin, that is doing
it's a,
this. You shouldn't have
it's a,
signed
yeah,
it
yep.
by
You should have
blowing up.
signed it
Yeah.
right there. Should have signed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's blurry.
It's blurry. Yeah.
Next issue's Purgatory. All right, Andy, give us a breakdown. What'd you like?
Oh, I mean, what is not like? I think, I think if Frank Miller would have done the interior or the art, I think I would have enjoyed that as well.
Okay.
But I really don't mind the art. This art in here is great. Um,
Okay.
the story is it's it's pretty bleak and very adult, which I like because I'm an adult. But in 1986, I don't know if I would have understood the book, you know.
Sure.
Um,
When you were 8.
when I was 8, I don't think I
Yeah.
would have understood it very well.
Sure.
I would
Sure.
have I would have enjoyed it because there's action and stuff like that.
Yeah. Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's I liked. I don't know if
Okay.
what am I trying to think? Is there anything I don't like about it?
No, I mean, there's some backstory stuff. What's up with Froggy and Gloria? They didn't go too deep into that. Um,
Yeah, but I mean,
uh,
it probably
but
went before that. It probably
yeah,
was
before
a
that,
thing.
yeah. You
Yeah,
got to read a little bit before that, but it's not a breaker. All right. Well, no, I mean, it's a great story. Obviously, there's a reason why
it's a show now,
it's so well. Yeah. Okay. So number one
or is
though,
it? I haven't watched any of the show yet.
yeah. So I there are not many connections from the show and the book. Um,
Oh,
like
there aren't.
no. So I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I watched the first 3 seasons of Daredevil. I've seen them all. Yeah, I mean, there's little connections here and there, but they are not the same. Um, I mean, to a degree, there's similarities, but not like you're going to be fine watching the show and reading the book and enjoying two somewhat separate stories that include the same
Okay.
characters.
Okay, so
Uh,
the born
yeah,
again Disney is not this story. It's like
it is not this
okay,
story. No, it's no. And I won't give any spoilers, but talking about this book, we're not really spoiling anything.
okay, that's good.
So yeah, what I liked, there's a few things. So let's just start with the art. I love it's not a splash page, but the very first page is the black and white and the
Yeah,
shadows. So this is Karen Page talking to some dude like, "Hey, I'll sell you this envelope with the identity of Daredevil." I loved that page. Beautiful.
yeah,
The splash page, a few pages in, just a cool shot of Matt. He doesn't know it yet, but his life is changing.
yeah,
Um, I love the winter scene outside. There's beautiful, cool art there. I will, my one criticism, and I don't know, I mean, it blasts me if I'm a jerk, but like, okay, so there's Matt's apartment. Like, it's very decorated. Is that
Hmm.
is that a normal thing?
Maybe
Like, I like,
Gloria decorated
yeah,
it.
like I like the show. Whenever he's in the kitchen cooking or in his house, he
Hmm.
never turns the lights on. It's always dark.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I
yeah,
thought that was kind of like, all right, well, I mean, not that someone that's blind can't have things, but it's like, I don't know. Anyway,
yeah.
I guess I'm insensitive. I liked this advertisement right there.
Yeah, you love GoBots.
Forget the Transformer, they're sweet. Go what's her? Um, Ben Urich, love that little bit in there. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
could
that was
tell
great.
Frank Miller is setting things up for sure. But here's some parts I liked. I loved this bit here where Kingpin, kind of in this middle section here, Matt just lost his ability to practice law, and Kingpin is contemplating this. He's kind of having this conversation with himself of, I could use a guy like Matt Murdock. I could use a guy like Daredevil.
And Foggy
And then,
Nelson. Yeah,
yeah. An infectious opponent. Still, he intrigues me still. I'm not satisfied. I should not tamper with this. I'm well positioned. So
Mm.
kind of talks himself out of it, like thinks about it for a second. And I like it. It's almost that, that classic Batman, where like the Joker never kills Batman because it's like, well, then who would be my, who would I fight
Who
against
would
if
I
I
fight
killed?
about? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I need the protagonist or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked that little bit. And then you alluded to it, the last scene, second to the last page, right before the apartment blows up. Matt similarly is having a dialogue with himself. I love just that the connection that Kingpin and Daredevil have, where they process things almost the same way, but one is for good and one is for power. Um, and Matt has lost his law, his power has been turned off, his phone has been turned off. He's got $10 in his wallet,
Yeah.
um, and he's got nothing going for him. And um, he says, "I'm not a lawyer anymore. I'm not defeated either, not yet." I love that, like just the
Mm.
grit. But then he goes through this process of here's what he says: maybe even been thinking about it all wrong, looking for a single enemy to pin it all on. Maybe it's everybody from Internal Revenue to Con Ed to Ma Bell to Gloria.
Yeah.
I call Froggy at
And
7 in the morning, and
Yeah.
Gloria answers.
Yeah.
I don't have my friend anymore. And then he says, Foggy's in on it too. So he's
Yeah.
kind of becoming, but then he talks himself out of it as well. He's like, no, I'm just tired. And then his
Yeah.
apartment blows up. So
Yeah.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously it's Frank Miller at his finest.
Yeah.
But I think those are, yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of
I
criticism.
did
What was our
no.
disagreement? I can't even remember now.
Oh, I thought that Kingpin knew that Matt Murdock was the Daredevil.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you look, oh, that's a scandalous picture of Matt Murdock there. I didn't notice that.
I know the butt cheeks out there. Yeah.
So he says, in the meantime, I shall test the information. 6 months
Yes.
pass.
Yeah. So
So
he
he's
tests the
he's
information, and then 6 months later, all the stuff happens to Matt Murdock.
okay.
Yes,
But
it's
that's,
it's
I think we're saying the same thing.
no. I'm saying he knows that Matt Murdock's is Daredevil right now during the rest of the book.
So then how do you know, how did he get to know that? What happened within those 6 months?
You don't know, but he figured out he was Daredevil. He like whatever hired a PI.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think we can agree. I'm thinking it took him 6 months to put this plan together.
Oh.
And now, so he set it all up strategically.
Well,
And
he's
then now
also like saying he's like saying this is what's happening to Matt right now, and look at the creme de la creme is how crazy it's making Daredevil. Like he's like associating them together. Or he like can see.
I I think we need to keep going. I think we need to read 228 for next time.
Okay, that sounds good. Um, and
The debate
the
continues.
debate continues. I like how there's a lot of use of just like what is it? Uh, black and white. What is that?
Yeah.
Color wash or whatever. Like that's first page, and then throughout the book, there's like little chunks where it's just like mostly like not colored.
Sorry, Care Bears.
Yeah, Care Bears. And that was I'm like, what is the significance of that? Like some of it's like Kingpin's memories, like him thinking back, like when he's talking to himself, what he's like those images. Um, but also the fight with the crooked cop. His
Yeah.
whole house is like pretty um dim or what?
Dilapidated.
Well, like whatever, like it's color wash. It's like it's all the same off
I understand.
blue. Yeah. Except for the inside the refrigerator. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like in the next page over, like this page right here too, is like the interior is like just kind of Yeah, it's a cool book. Like there's a bunch of levels, and I didn't think about that until you were talking about what you liked about it, and then I was like, oh, what this like, and like you have this right here, like the Kingpin's remembering is like all black and white.
Hmm.
So,
There's
and
Matt outside the window listening in to see.
yeah, yeah, this is a great book. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it a
excited.
thumbs up. We don't have to do that. We both love it. I think we both. You should read
And I
this
would say too,
series.
read it and watch the show. It's amazing.
This is a gift from my younger brother from a long, long, long time ago. It's the whole series. It's fantastic.
That's cool.
Um, it's a 1795 back when this was put out. So I don't know how much it would cost now, but
Okay, two thumbs up, Andy. Nice
two
job.
thumbs. All right.
Good call.
And as Ringo Starr says, peace, love, peace, love.